Well, hi again. Let's finish this part. So we will just calculate the consumer surplus, producer surplus, and market surplus, and the deadweight loss basically at the price 5. So this is PS, this is MS, and this is DWN. So for the consumer surplus, we just need to, at the price 5, we should find how much the consumers or buyers will demand. Since buyers will basically set the limit, you have an excess supply in this case. At price 5, the quantity demanded is 2.5. So consumer surplus is, in that case, 10 minus 5 multiplied by 2.5 multiplied by 0.5, since you have a triangle here. Of course, I'm sorry. They should be commas, not points. Okay, the consumer surplus is 6.25. We have calculated it before. It was 16. It has fallen from 16 to 6.25. Producers, for the producer surplus, basically, you should find at which price the producers the quantity supplied is 2.5, and it is between 2 and 3, basically. By the way, did I calculate this right? No, I didn't calculate this right. For each price, supply increased by 2. So this is 2. So, and this is also changing, as you see, the excess demand and excess supply. Now, at price 1, excess demand is 2.5. As at price 2, excess demand is 0. At price 3, excess supply is 2.5. At price 4, excess supply is 5. At price 5, excess supply is 7.5. I'm leaving the last video as it is, so that maybe people might look and try to see my mistake. Maybe some of them might see my mistake, but I have corrected the mistake also here, if you have watched up to the end. So at price 2.5, basically, 2.5 is a demand when the the price is 1.25. How do I know it? Basically, proportional. You can look proportional. So if when you increase the quantity supplied by 2 units, the price increased by 1 unit. If you increase the quantity supplied by 0.5 unit, the price should be increased by 0.25 units. So it will make 1.25. And since we have a linear demand, you can be sure that the quantity and price increase proportionally. So my producer surplus is 5 minus 125. This is a triangle. This is a triangle here. This is the rectangle. Wait, by the way, I'm sorry. Here times 2.5 plus 125 minus 0 times, so 12.5 is the answer. And market surplus is basically, in this case, 18.75. As you have seen before, actually, here producer surplus was initially 4, now it has increased to 12.5. Market surplus was 20, now it is 18.75. So dead weight loss is basically 20 minus 18 point, this amount basically 18.25, 1.25. You can also find the triangle and calculate dead weight loss using that triangle, but I'm leaving that to you. Let's have the same thing once again, but now for the price ceiling, well, this was a price floor, acting like a price floor, since it was above the equilibrium price. Now we have a fixed price which will act like a price ceiling, which is at 1. So at 1, now it's easier to calculate the producer surplus. At 1, price 1, basically quantity supplied is 2, quantity demand is higher, so basically quantity supply will put us the ultimate limit, basically. So the producer surplus is this triangle. So 1 minus 2, 0, I'm sorry, times 2 times 0.0, 5. This is producer surplus, I'm sorry. 1 minus 0 times 2 times 0.5. But for consumer surplus, you should find the price at which demand is 2, which is 6 basically. So six minus 2 times 2, which is the amount that is sold and bought, is our rectangle in this case, plus 10 minus 6 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 0.5 gives us our triangle. This triangle and this rectangle. Okay? So our consumer surplus is 12. Previously it was 16. It has fallen. It could. That's our consumer surplus was actually the amount it could rise, but in this case it has fallen, basically. And so we have set our price ceiling at a too low level. Producer surplus was 4, now it is 1. Market surplus is sum of each other, which is like this, and dead weight loss is 20 minus market surplus, which is equal to 7. So this is end of the calculation. You can do the calculation again for the other numbers, but let's basically finish here. I have a last slide, by the way, which is basically described the agricultural regulation in Europe, and also the one other logic for putting them. I mean, instead of, well, you can put price ceilings and floors to prevent buyers and sellers from price fluctuations. But in some cases also, when you have small producers, you might want to protect the small producers, because you might think that basically that small producer is increasing the quality of production or making you less dependent to foreign imports. I don't know. So the video is part of course, that's from the farmer's perspective, but part of this big discussion of agricultural protections in Europe and the current tendency of moving those protection away, basically. So watch the video if you are interested, especially, and think about it. So this is pretty much the end of today's part of today's topic. So see you in the next week, and as always, stay healthy.